Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Programele noastre oferă multe limbi. Vă puteți uita pe suprememastertv.com/schedule.
That's what the purpose is. To be more kind, to be more compassionate, to be more loving, to bring unity in our lives, to support other people, to help the oppressed, to love and have compassion. This is no longer the time of prophecy. This is the time of the fulfillment of the prophecies. That's where we're here. We're fulfilling the prophecies.
Please watch on for our multi-part series on ancient predictions about our planet. Prophecy of the Golden Age, Part 69. Native American Prophecies with Chief Phil Lane Jr.
Greetings, generous viewers. I'm Cedar, the forest spirit. The sincere Native American people thank you for seeing all beings as sacred. Today, we continue our interview with the Honorable Chief Phil Lane Jr. about Native American prophecies of the Golden Age. Throughout the history of mankind, the divine messages are often shrouded in mystery. Prophets, messiahs, or whichever names you call them, are often persecuted and oppressed, their words obscured. But how do we distinguish the true from the false? To do so, one can only rely on the divine's guidance, and the truth will reveal itself to those who earnestly seek it. In our previous episode, Chief Phil Lane Jr. told us about the famous indigenous prophecy of the reunion of the condor and the eagle. It foretold a time when the condor and eagle, symbolic of the people of South and North America respectively, would reunite and lead the world to a brighter future. But in another interpretation, the eagle and condor represent the two different paths that the human race has taken over history. The eagle represents the path of the mind, of the industrial, of science and technology. Whereas the condor represents the path of the heart, intuition, and connection with nature. In our present civilization, the eagle side has over-dominated, and the condor side is now saying that we can no longer have an economy based on harming others and abusing Mother Earth. The time has come for the condor and eagle to join to create a new offspring, a higher human consciousness that balances heart and mind. Chief Phil Lane Jr. elaborates on the importance of this balance.
When you have spirituality without reason, without science, you have fanaticism. At the same time, when you have science without spirituality, without values, you create a Frankenstein. And that's exactly what's happening today in the world. We have created this incredible tools that can build and will build in the future a whole new global civilization, but it's using being now to send drones on people, to harm people, to hurt people. And so that's because of the lack of spirituality. So really the solutions facing us, there's spiritual solutions. For instance, the economic issue. This needs a spiritual solution because people who are greedy, people who believe that life is about acquiring physical things, they'll find every way they can to get out of anybody if you say sharing. It's when the heart changes and they realize these growing disparities, these growing extremes of wealth and poverty. I can't live in a world like that. And so from their heart, they give, they share.
Fully aware of the dangerous imbalance in our world's development, Supreme Master Ching Hai has also been advocating the very change symbolized in this native prophecy, a higher consciousness.
When we have developed to a certain extent technologically, and we are not balancing it with the spiritual awakening, then we do not know how to handle the progress. And then we will bear, the consequences of our incomplete knowledge of technology. We have to balance it more with spiritual understanding, with the high nobility and excellent moral standard. Then we will not have destruction on earth. We will have only blessing, bliss, and even technologically comfortable life.
We have proof of many civilizations which have been buried under the ground due to the tendency of following negative paths. The history has proved all this. They have progressed up to the very top level of civilization. Also to the very top level of electronic and mechanic development. But even then they forsook God, forsook the right principle of life. So they also gone down. These discoveries should be the great lessons for our generations, many other generations to come. But sometimes we human don't learn so fast, but we forget very fast. So we bring upon ourselves great disasters. I hope that what you have heard from me will be also spread out into the world, into all people, to all the corners of the world, to awaken our brothers and sisters in order to save our world. Because it is also a very beautiful planet. It could have been more beautiful. It could be more beautiful, and it will be more beautiful if all the people or most of the people in this world, is awakened to the higher level of consciousness, believing in the kingdom of God within themselves, believing that they have the almighty power within themselves, believing that if we are positive, if we respect beauty, truth, and morality, our world will become better and better and become a paradise.
We will be right back after a brief message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. Many prophecies from around the world say that there would be a transition or cleansing period before the Golden Age. As we saw previously in our multi-part series, the Native American Hopi tribe called this period the Great Day of Purification.
In studying the various scriptures, from Islam to Christianity to Zoroastrianism and all those things, symbolic terms are used. Sometimes a day means 100 years. There's spiritual interpretation. So the Great Purification refers to this time we're in right now, where we're purifying our hearts and minds. We're stepping into our spiritual adulthood on this Mother Earth and in this universe and in this galaxy. Whenever you move from one old paradigm to a new, there's always confusion and conflict. And so we're seeing that now. But we can see the end in the beginning. If you live in a world where you only think there's winter, and you look around, all the rivers are frozen, everything's white, there's no leaves, there's no flowers, it's cold, cold, bitter cold. That's what our prophecy said, a long spiritual wintertime of 500 years would pass. Very cold. Not very many warm hearts. But sooner or later we knew, because it's a natural cycle, the springtime would come. But if you only believe in the winter, and then all of a sudden, those first storms of spring begin to come. Thunder and lightning. And all of a sudden, even if there's the tiniest seed in the crack of a little rock, breaks open. And all of a sudden, where you thought things were solid, those rivers begin to rage. And if you don't understand this, there's such a thing as a springtime, because it is the end of the world, of the winter, because we've entered the spring. And so that's where we are. This is destined to last 1,000 years. 1,000 years of a day that shall not be followed by night.
Regarding the current time of purification on our planet, Supreme Master Ching Hai shared some valuable insights, such as the following.
The cleansing effect is very unpleasant to bear. But if people realize this is just a warning and change to a better, nobler lifestyle in love and peace, then all living on earth will be in unity. And let's pray that this happen very soon. We need it. We need a change in humans' consciousness. We need peace and love on this planet for a change. We've been living long enough in the shadow of wars, cruelty, troubles, famine. and suppression of all kind due to the killing karma. We really need a breath of fresh air. We need peace, comfort, safety, happiness, and love among all beings on the planet.
It's easy to understand because if you think about it, here's the baby who's conceived in the mother's womb. We're growing our arms and legs and eyes and ears and lungs, our capacity to eat solid food, legs to move with, right? Hands to do things with. Do we need them here in the womb world? No. It's in preparation for this world. That's why we're growing this. So what's our purpose in this life? Our purpose in this life is to grow our spiritual arms and legs and eyes and ears. That's what the purpose is. To be more kind, to be more compassionate, to be more loving, to bring unity in our lives, to support other people, to help the oppressed, to love and have compassion. This is no longer the time of prophecy. This is the time of the fulfillment of the prophecies. That's where we're here. We're fulfilling the prophecies.
To love and have compassion is humanity's purpose now, and as Chief Lane tells us, this must be extended to our diet and treatment toward animals.
Our prophecies are very clear that as we spiritually unfold in transformation, evolve in this next stage of our human growth and development, that we will leave behind the eating of meat and we'll eat more berries, nuts, and so forth. We know without question that one of the greatest contributors to climate change is a very, very cruel way, inhumane way we treat animals that we're using for mass eating.
Respected scientists recalculated and found that the meat industry is actually producing more than 50% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Meat is the number one cause of global warming. So the number one solution is to stop producing it. Logical, yes? So we all have to be vegan. It's a complete, benevolent, compassionate, humane lifestyle. The more vegan people, the more benevolent our planet's atmosphere, the more comfortable our physical life will be. And the more comfortable physical life, the more we can have a relaxation, peaceful heart to practice meditation. If we are wise, some people, the more high-tech instrument they have, the more they just enjoy material comfort and they forgot. Yes, but we are getting better. The whole human race is getting better. I feel that way, don't you? Yes. Yeah. So we have more vegetarian people now. I just see in the news, 32% people don't eat animal anymore, and 22% is getting rid of meat, and other is getting there. I'm very happy. Just too slow for me, but better than nothing. That means billions of animals' lives have been saved, and a lot of carbon dioxide and methane gas has been minimized. That's better already. And I hope your children's generation will inherit a better planet than we are having now. We all try to be diligent, and that will be done.
And we're at the crossroads. And we believe we're taking the one towards peace, kindness, compassion. And so this springtime is arising in all of our hearts. Every day, more and more.
Thank you, wonderful viewers, for joining us today. Please tune in again next week as we continue exploring Native American prophecies with the esteemed Chief Phil Lane Jr. Coming up next is Dr. Rudolf Steiner, vegetarian, bridging the physical and spiritual. Right after noteworthy news, please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. May the divine in all of nature bless you always.
For more details on Chief Phil Lane Jr. and the Four Worlds International Institute, please visit www.fwii.net.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AP.